Hello, my name is Franceli Isidoro. This is my research presentation on data science methodology and best practices. I'll be talking about data science methodologies and best practices, and will also focus on how methodology and consistency help support growth. And so my goal is to show how foundational skills and structured processes can be transformational, build confidence, and guide us to meaningful results. So methodology and consistency are important for success. Methodology and consistency, the more you practice, the more you will be able to improve on your foundational skills. So you are building a consistent routine and it's very transformational. Many people will say that consistency, methodology, practice is transformational. When you have enough experience, you've gone through the process, you've gone through the steps, you will gain confidence because you are more knowledgeable, you have the experience, you know how to work around a problem and find a solution because you already have those skills. So, in my research paper, I provided an example of a data science student. And I said that the more the data science student practices, the more they gain knowledge, the more they are able to build on their foundational skills and um, build more complex skills that are required in the field and industry. So I came across an article by Data Science PM, which stated that the most popular data science process model, known as CRISP-DM, which stands for Cross Industry Standard Process for Data Mining, is popular for has been popular for many years, and it's been the top methodology in data science, and as much as 49% of data scientists use CRISP DM as the methodology for when they work on their data science projects. So, one of the reasons why I also decided to talk about CRISP DM is because it's been part of the industry for many years. It's very popular, and because I also feel that it's intuitive and easy to follow. So, CRISP DM, the process follows 6 sequential phases. And the first phase is the business understanding. So, in business understanding, you will ask yourself questions because you want to find out, because you want to know the reason why you are working, and because you want to clearly define the business problem. You want to clearly define what you're trying to solve and why does it matter for a business. The next phase is data understanding. By exploring data, you look at patterns, missing values, and what the preliminary exploration tells you about that data. So, data scientists follow these phases in the CRISP-DM methodology. And the next phase is the data preparation phase. So, this is one of like the biggest steps in the process. And here you scientists are cleaning, combining, transforming, and preparing data for modeling. So there's a lot going on here. Sometimes they're having to restructure or restructure tables or columns or data. They're having to remove columns that they don't need. And that's part of data preparation. The fourth phase is data modeling. Here, the data scientists will choose which algorithms, will tune the algorithms, and build models based on the business goals. The fifth phase is the evaluation phase, and this is where the models are tested and they are checked whether that model meets the business goals or objectives. The sixth phase is a deployment phase, and here the data scientist is usually delivering the results, and that could be a report, a dashboard, or some type of other predictions, and they're delivering that to the stakeholders. So this methodology, again, it's very intuitive. I feel like it's easy to follow, and for me, it's important because if it's a popular methodology, then it might come up in an interview, um, and you might be questioned on if you know the steps, you know the process, if you're familiar with CRISP-DM. So this is why it's important to at least have some knowledge in this methodology. So some of the best practices to follow, because again, you're going to want to have sort of like a map of the methodology and the best practice is the practice that you should be performing so that you can be a successful data scientist and lead your projects to successful outcomes. So you need to be able to communicate, and data science projects should have a defined business objectives. And when they do, they have a higher chance to succeed. According to the research from D.N. Larson, who wrote about why it's important to communicate business objectives from the beginning. She stated that that a lot of science projects fail, and one of the top reasons is listed as the lack of identifying clear business value and need. And also in her research, she quoted PMI, which stated that 2 of 5 projects do not meet the intended business benefits. And about 50 of those failed projects are caused by communication failures. So I would say that 2 out of 5 projects that are not meeting their their intended business benefits, and if 50% of those are caused by communication failures, that's there's a high risk in not communicating the business objectives. So I feel like that's important. And usually the business objectives are communicated to the data scientist from the stakeholders, from the people who are trying to gather the insights and the information through through the data science project. So most likely data scientists will not be the ones who are communicating, but they will be the ones who will be asking questions to find out what the business benefits are and the business objectives are so that they have a clear understanding. So it's also important to have quality data quality. It's So if you have high quality data, that leads to high quality results. When you have clean, complete, and reliable data, you have less risk of inaccurate conclusions and improves the performance of machine learning models. So that's just it's sort of basic in the industry to know that you need to have high quality data in order to have high high quality results. And documentation is important because data scientists will be able to reflect back, retrace their steps, recreate projects, and also it's also good for them to be able to communicate their work and their steps and the actions that they took during their project work. So good documentation saves time, prevents confusion, and makes collaboration easier because you're able to better communicate your steps to your team. Uh, Something that I came across during my research was that having a positive disposition and curiosity impacts how you lead your data science project. And it shows that when you have a positive disposition, you will be able to stay motivated, even when you're encountering issues with your project, when there's messy data or if your model fails. This having a positive disposition, being curious, being resilient, persevering, will lead you to uh, explore more, test more, discover insights that you would have otherwise missed. So that's very important. Something to keep in mind. Methodology and consistency play a powerful role in data science. It helps data scientists and data scientist students, strengthen foundational skills. It supports transformation and helps build confidence. Processes like CRISP-DM give structure and best practices. So it's important to be both consistent and to follow methodology to be to be a better data scientist, and ultimately it can help data science students break down barriers. Thank you for listening.